Okay, so it's been a while since I've streamed on Twitch, and that's because I live with other people and I'm not allowed to stream except twice a week on my nights when I am off of work and I usually work on school. But unfortunately, what's been happening on most of my nights off is I work on school, and then by the time I'm done working on school, my mom wakes up, and then I have to turn off the computer and everything because then she needs me, and I have to go to bed anyway because I have to sleep during the day for work the next night. So anyway, it's complicated. Anyway, but I'm gonna try not to talk about that. Instead, what I'm going to be talking about today is my new book project, Chastity's Chess Chapters. Now, I've been working on a book. And this book is basically an open source book. It's an open source book, and what this means is the full text of the book is basically for the public. I wrote it. I wrote this book, but the chapters are a series of blog posts, and I'm trying to teach beginners chess. But basically, a book can come in many forms. There's ebooks, which are like an EPUB or whatever that you read on a Kindle or iBooks, whatever. But then there's paperback and hardback books that are physical books, which is of course the original kind of book and still the best. But what I'm doing, because I'm revising, I'm trying to get this right, is I write each chapter one at a time and post it as a blog post on my new website. So what you see here, this website is Chastity's chesschallenge.com. Now, interestingly, you don't actually see the URL because it's cut off from the top there. That's the way I have it configured. But the link to the page I'm on right here, there is chastitychesschallenge.com slash chastities. Well, you can read it basically. But if you go to chastitychesschallenge.com and then you go to the page Chastity's Chess Chapters, then it will take you to what you see on the screen right now. So the way this works is, here's the table of contents. And chapter 0 introduction actually links back to this page, but it has the name of each chapter. These are all hyperlinks. Each of these chapters is a link, and then there's bullet points underneath certain chapters. For example, these have the links to these official programs. Like you can go straight to the website of that software without having to read my chapter about chess software. But I have chapter 4 is all about chess software, and then I have chapter 5, which is about the best chess websites, and chapter 6, how to improve at chess. So as you see, like I have written a lot here. This is chapter 0. Chapter 0 is a basic introduction, and then at the end of chapter 0, or the introduction, is the link to chapter 1. So we click this and it takes you to chapter 1. And here's what's beautiful about the way I've done this. I put a lot of work into this blog because anybody can access this website anytime. So let's take a brief look at chapter 1, the basic rules of movement. So let's scroll through here. You can see how I have pictures included. See the pictures, I have pictures of explaining how the pieces move. I have basically these diagrams. I made them in Inkscape. This has my color coding convention, which I haven't made much use of, but it's there. That shows how a rook moves. This shows how a bishop moves. I'm trying to make this very easy. I have a lot of words explaining, like here's explaining why I like the chess piece so much and how it moves. And here's a picture showing the 8 places that a knight can move. If it's on this center square, it can move to all of these places. So my pictures, like a lot of hours went into designing the pictures here to show how the pieces move, you know, and the text explains the pictures, but the pictures are there for visual learners. So like chapter 1, like now I'm explaining en passant. and castling. I have pictures for every chess concept. So like, let's be real. Chapter 1 is extremely long because it's meant to teach all the rules of chess in one chapter or one blog post, as the case may be. So it's a very big chapter. Now, chapter 2 is also fairly big. Let's go scroll down to the end, and let's go back to let's go click the link for chapter 2. So this is where I show a brief picture of the names of the squares in chess notation, and that will help make sense because I do reference the names of the squares. I do explain a little bit about it. I cover more in chapter 7 about chess notation, but here's a picture of white moving king's pawn to e4, and I explain why it's a popular move. Like, I know a lot about chess, in case you can't tell, and I designed tons of pictures. I explain something really cool here. Like, I show in this position how there's this position, the picture is like this, and then in the next picture you see the bishop has attacked the f7 square, it has captured the pawn, then the king captures that. Each picture is a builds on the next. So the king captures that, but then, yeah, it doesn't show exactly every single move because you see the king goes there, but then the knight moves. I basically have a picture for each two chess moves because including every single move of each piece would have taken a lot more space. So I sort of condensed it, but you get the basic idea. And this is where I explain the idea behind the Queen's Gambit and why I play it. So I have some stuff explaining the Queen's Gambit accepted and why that usually leads to a winner for white when black accepts the Gambit. So I have so many pictures here. I explain the London system, like the defensive position of the London system. Chapter 2 is also very long. So what I'm saying is I've written this huge book full of pictures. Now, when I say that this is an open source book, well, let's see, how do I begin to explain this? I think in order to demonstrate what I mean by an open source book, I'm going to have to go to the GitHub page for it. There is a GitHub page. There is a GitHub repository for this book, believe it or not. So, I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to github.com because GitHub is where a lot of open source projects are. I'm going to go to my repository, Chastity Chess Chapters. And here's what you can do is, if you go to this repository, let's see, the link to this, because it may not display, the link to this GitHub repository is right here. I put the link there. It's kind of funky the way it does that. Like the way it configures it, the way it cuts off to the next line is a little strange. I don't know why. But anyway, so if we go to the book folder, you're going to know some files are here. There is a zip file on my GitHub that contains all of the pictures used in the book. And then we have, for example, here is a PDF file. If we click the PDF file, we see a PDF version of it. And it looks fairly like, it looks a lot like the website does. But it's a PDF file that you can download. And if you have a PDF file, you can then download that to whatever ebook reader you use or your computer, phone, whatever. So it has all the same content, but that's only a preview. You can download the full thing. But when I say this is open source, here's what I mean. If you go to chastitychesschapter.md, you're going to notice that this looks pretty much the same. But this is not a PDF file. This is Markdown. So for example, what we do here, if you want to see the source of this book, we're going to view the Markdown code directly. So let's view raw. Let's view it raw. Now this is the raw actual code here. Markdown is a markup language. It's an alternative to HTML that can convert to HTML and PDF and stuff like that. So you see that we have I don't know if you can read it, and let me make the text bigger. But if you look at this very carefully, you'll be able to see now that I've made it bigger. We have heading level ones are a single pound sign. Subheadings or heading level 2 are 2 pound signs, and we have links. That's literally how you do links in Markdown. You have the square brackets, put the text of what the link's supposed to contain, and then you put the actual URL of the link of where it's supposed to point to. That's literally how it works. Markdown is really cool. So you can see the URLs, and you can click them on my website, of course, or even on GitHub here, but you actually see the way it works. So let's look for the first picture. Let's go to the basic rules of movement, the chess starting position. If you look at this, you'll see that this file, chess start PNG, is there. And the exclamation point before a link means to use that link as an image. So there is a literal PNG file stored on my WordPress site that it's linking to, and that's how it displays the picture. So basically, I've taught myself Markdown. I've taught myself how to use Markdown, and I'm writing my first book in Markdown. Now, it's not the first book I've written. I have published several books on Amazon, but this will be the first book that's written using Markdown. And that means I didn't write it in LibreOffice or Microsoft Word or anything. Instead, I write in plain text like Notepad. We're talking Notepad, okay? I just write like, oh, okay, this is a new chapter, so, pound, space, name of chapter. Oh, this is the subtitle. The 2 pound size, space, name of this subtitle, or this subheading within a section. And then like, oh, I need to include this image right here at this place in the text. So literally it's, exclamation point, square brackets, what's the alternative text for that image? What's the URL of that image? And so I upload them to my media of my WordPress blog. I click and copy paste the link into it in my text editor, and that's how it works. So basically the entire text, now currently, let's just scroll through this. If we scroll through this whole thing, you see everything. Like, this is a lot of text. This is tons of text. And as it stands, I actually have 7 chapters, for instance. So like this is the plain text version of Chapter 7, the value of chess notation, where I've been writing all about chess notation and why it's useful to learn chess notation. Not required to play chess, but useful while you're trying to understand other chess books that other people have written. Not just my book, but other people use a lot of chess notation in their books, so it's good to know it. So I have 7 chapters so far. I have been writing my chess book a lot, and I'm very knowledgeable about chess. So that's what I do. So anyway, that's basically how it is. I've been working on this book a long time. I have 7 chapters, and basically, if you go to my GitHub here, you can literally, like, if you go to here, there's a lot of files here. Now, you don't have to look at everything here. A lot of this information is just stuff that I have written for myself. I've written for my own remembrance to remind myself of things. Some of it hasn't been updated in a long time. But the book folder in this repository means you can download the entire book for free. So you may wonder, Chastity, why are you writing a chess book and giving it away for free? Well, quite simply because Chastity's Chess Chapters is the book. It is the tutorial, the guide that is meant to accompany my business, which is called Chastity's Chess Challenge. So in my new website, which is chastitychesschallenge.com here, literally that's the thing. Like, this is literally my blog. My recent post is chapter 7. but this website has everything. So here's a little bit about me. There's a picture of me right there. Contact information. You see that I'm the LGBTQIA plus friendly chess coach. My contact information is there. I have a resume actually. I made like a cool little resume that's embedded into my website, telling what software I use, my chess experience, my writing experience. Like I put a lot of effort into this. Here is my link to my link tree. It shows my social media, shows different websites I play chess games on. It's a really, really cool thing. Anyway, I know nobody's really paying attention, but this is some very valuable information. So consider this first 16 minutes or so of this stream that I've been doing. Just consider this the information about Chastity's chess chapter. It's really, really cool information. Now, before I begin schoolwork for the night, I want to make sure I get a chance to play some chess because that's one of my favorite things to do. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just go to my profile on Lichess. Now I'm loading up the chess. And you'll also notice here that I published the first chapter of my chess book. I published it as a blog post on livechess.org. Because remember, Lichess or Lichess is the way you're supposed to say it. I keep calling it Lichess. Um, is it's literally, a whole social network. You could have friends, private messages, challenge people to chess games. You have blog posts. It is the social network. We don't need Facebook now that we have Lichess. We just don't need Facebook anymore. Unless you're messaging someone on Facebook to tell them to play on Lichess. That's what I use Facebook for, to tell you the truth. So here's what I'm gonna do. Now I like to play classical games. I really like to play classical chess games, obviously. But I know that a lot of people have shorter attention spans. I know a lot of people do. So what I'm going to do instead, we're just going to go to the home page and let's go to the lobby. Look, I'm in a chess game. I'm in a rapid game. There we go. Now I'm in the game. See, they had a public challenge. I joined their public challenge. They've just accepted the Queen's Gambit. And now we're gonna do some funky stuff here. Yeah, this is pretty cool actually. We're gonna get this out here. Okay, then what can we do here? We're gonna do this. See, when people accept the Queen's Gambit, they usually put themselves into a pretty bad position. That's what's a little crazy about it. So this is going to be interesting because now that I've got both my knights in position there, I'm going to put my opponent in check right there. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And now they've done that. So see, now what they've done is if I take this pawn with this knight, if they take my knight with their, oh, see now what they've done? Now what they've done there is a little bit weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird to tell you the truth. But now this gives me an opportunity to capture this pawn now that that bishop moved out of the way. So this has turned into quite a freaky ordeal. Like, I love it when they accept the Queen's Gambit because it makes my job so much easier when I'm trying to win at chess. It just makes it easy, and it's nice to just play some chess. I'm going to have to make sure. Oh, okay. So they did that. So now I have to capture that bishop there. Okay. Then they've done that. So now check again. Then they do that. Then I capture there, check again. Now they have blocked with the, they have blocked with that knight. Okay. Interesting. Okay. How bizarre is this? That is bizarre. So now we're in this situation. Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just gonna go over here and I'm going to take this pawn now. I think I'm still winning the game. I think I am. This is just strange. Like, dude, this is very, very weird the way this game is going. So now I'm gonna castle my king, bring it to some relative safety here. Okay. Hmm. Let's see here. I can win this game if I play it right. If I play this game right, I can quite possibly win it. Just got to be careful. But I am 3 pawns up. They've just castled their king over there. Okay. And now what we're gonna do is I'm going to, well, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't really want to do that. Um, Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Let's get this pawn. Okay, they have taken that pawn, which gives me a chance to now capture that, get this rook out. Okay, now they've done that. And now we're just gonna move the rook back to where it was. But we've opened up that file. I just jumped straight into a chess game. I totally did. I love just, going to the lobby, seeing who's online right now. They've wanted to start a certain type of game. I just start it. It's that simple. Hmm. Oh, interesting. Yeah. What I'm doing might be a bad idea. See, this bishop is a little bit trapped there. I probably should move my king, but I'm just trying to see what I can pull off here. All right. Let's first of all, let's move this pawn right here to give the king an escape route. Okay, now they've done that, and now I put them in check. Then they do that. Okay, now that rook can't actually move right now. Right now it can't actually move. Let's get the king over to some safety. Yeah, let's see. Let's try moving it here, just so it's not along this row here. But this game is winnable, I think. I think it's winnable. Actually, I just made a mistake. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, I made a mistake. It is what it is. Oh no. Oh no. I was doing so well and then I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. Oh man, that was wild. I messed up. There was a total different move I should have made. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna jump into the next game. I was doing so well. I was ahead in pieces. I was doing fabulous, and then I just messed it up. Hmm. Hmm. Ah. Hmm. Okay. Okay. This is fun. I'm gonna move the queen right here, trying to attack that rook. Let's see what they do. Oh, so that's how it is, huh? Okay. So in that case, what I do is I take this pawn, and if they kill my queen, then I kill their queen. That's how we're going to play this game. Let's see what they decide to do now. It all depends on whether they take my queen or whether they try to defend their own queen first. Because if they take the knight with the bishop, then my bishop takes their bishop. So far, so good. I lost the last one due to a mistake, but maybe I'll win this one. Hmm. Okay. They take my queen, I take their queen next. That's how we roll. Oh, I see. So that's how it is. In that case, let's pin that knight so that it can't actually move, because I would put them in check. Still doing pretty good here, actually. And if they don't move their bishop, then my pawn kills their bishop. So instead, they have done that. So I need to move my rook so they can't just kill my rook, because that would be bad. Hmm. Chess is relaxing. Oh, that's how it's going to be, huh? All right. Check. Eliminating some pieces here. So far, I'm slightly ahead on pieces, it looks like. Oh, I see. Now they're doing that. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Let's move this rook over here just to see what happens. Because their pieces aren't even really moved out yet, so there's not much they can do right now. Okay, this is great. I have a plan. Okay, watch people. Watch what happens in this game. Because I am going to get one of my pawns to the other side. I know the board may not look like I can do it right now, but just trust me on this. Okay, they just moved the bishop there of all places, which is kind of a weird place for them to put it. Huh. Okay. I didn't really see that one coming, but if they're gonna do that, then by all means, I'll just like, yeah. Okay, let's ignore that. Let's just go. Let's kill this pawn right here. The knight. Their rook takes my rook. My knight kills their rook. It turns into a whole thing. Yeah. And because I have just eliminated the pieces on that side, preventing this pawn from getting the other side, as long as I don't let the other pieces get in my way, I'll be able to get this pawn to the other side and get a new queen. It shouldn't even be hard. Okay, now I need to move this knight out of the way of my own pawn so I can start getting that pawn moved. Interesting. They're up to some kind of plot. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to proceed with my plan. I am going to advance this pawn to the other side. I just made up my mind that's what I'm going to do. Okay, well, check. Okay, now they've moved over there. And while I'm at it, I'm going to take another, yeah, I'm going to take another pawn. If I wipe out their pawns, slowly have more material, I should be able to manage this just fine. I have the advantage. I'm going to win this game. I can feel it in my magic bones. Huh. Okay. I see they're trying to set something up there. I see what they're doing, and I don't like it, but we're just going to go with it. Let's see here. Because I don't, well, wait a minute. I don't have to do anything over there. I can simply move my king out of the way here. Yeah, I'll just move my king so that they can't put me in check. I don't want them to be able to put me in check like that. So yeah, they got that, but that doesn't really mean much to me right now. And now we're going to continue to advance this pawn. I see, they're trying to get the pieces out here. I see how it is. But can they stop this pawn from getting to the other side? Well, before that, let's get this. Yeah, we're going to get this knight moved over here because we don't want them to take the knight. Wait, I just made a mistake. I totally made a mistake. Why did I blunder? Oh no. Okay. Now I just lost my rook. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. That was dumb. Why did I even do that? Oh, hmm. Check. Oh, oh, oh no. Oh my God. I just made the dumbest mistake. Oh, you know what? I'm too tired. I'm too tired to play chess, but I'm going to do it anyway. All right. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Quick pairing. Blitz. I'm just going to do a blitz. We're going to start a blitz game here. All right. Queen's Gambit. Both pawns in the center. Advanced Caro Kann, it looks like we're dealing with here. That is not a threat at all. Hmm. Huh. Oh, we have a chatter. You look like a YN. What's a YN? Hmm. Hmm. Oh no. Oh no. No.